How's it going, everyone? Got quite a bit to talk about in this video. One of 2023's best games thus far is seeing its first discount. I don't know if it's steep enough for a lot of you guys to check it out, but we'll talk all about that. Another major release of 2023 has gotten its first free content update. We'll talk about that. And the Callisto Protocol will be getting some new DLC tomorrow. Alright, first up, Dead Space Remake seeing its first discount. It is $20 off to $49.99. Hey, $49.99? Back in the PS2 days, that was the price we were paying on games launch day, and all these years later, a discount bringing the Dead Space Remake to $49.99. Got a lot to say about this price point. I think for some of you guys, it's still gonna be a little bit too high. Honestly speaking, when this game was coming out, and I think we did the what to buy video, and I said that, hey, Dead Space Remake, we know what we're gonna get out of this. It's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be worth a buy right at $70. A lot of you guys pushed back in the comments section just saying, dude, Dead Space, it's a remake of a game that's relatively short. It came out back in 2008 initially. There's no way that some of you guys were gonna spend $70 on it. I was kind of taken aback by it, but I guess a lot of you guys drew like a comparison point towards The Last of Us remake, and that being $70 and that being a little bit of an egregious price point. A lot of you guys saw the Dead Space Remake's a $70 price tag a little bit egregious as well, which again, that surprised me a little bit because I didn't see that rhetoric a lot online. But I guess when we talk about this channel, we do prioritize, not spending a ton of money on games that aren't going to be worth it, and I try to keep it level-headed as far as that's concerned. And Dead Space was one of those games that I was surprised how many of you guys were like, bro, $30 or less on this one. I think at 50, it's a really good buy. I played it, I beat it, I loved it. Like, I loved Dead Space back in 2008, and I completed that game a plethora of times. And this remake is awesome from a visual standpoint, lighting standpoint, the atmosphere, they nailed that. Can't say enough good things about what Motive did with the Dead Space remake, and I really hope that they do either remake the second game or do something more with Dead Space as an IP, because I think there's a lot here. I think there's a lot that people want to sink their teeth into, and I think what they did to expand it a little bit, still staying true to the original, but expanding it a little bit, it was pretty cool to see how all of that was executed. And again, as far as a next generation experience goes, the visuals, lighting, those elements were so well done, and I think the gameplay of Dead Space still holds up really strongly even in the year 2023. It is an EA game, so it's always interesting to assess in the beginning portion of a year. We're not coming up on the holidays, so it's a little bit more of an interesting period. Like, games that come out in September and October, usually you can be pretty confident, hey, by end of November, holidays are going to roll around, they're going to get discounted. In the beginning of the year, it's a little bit more of an interesting element to assess, because Dead Space, I think, is a game a lot of people saw it as an EA title. EA games typically don't hold up in price for a crazy lengthy period of time. Like, when you compare, say, a Dead Space to Hogwarts Legacy, I think Hogwarts Legacy is going to hold up in price for quite a while. That's just how I feel. Dead Space Remake, I was expecting it to see a discount relatively quickly. A month and a half in, and we are seeing it $20 off for $50 here. Again, a lot of you guys are waiting for the sub 30 price tag. I don't think we're gonna hit that until probably the fall. Like, I could easily see that $30 for Dead Space Remake being a price that a lot of retailers and e-tailers have in the fall, and people being like, whoa, alright, time to check out the Dead Space Remake. So I think you're gonna be waiting a little while on that, unless you do something like where you buy a pre-played copy on GameFly or something like that. That's just my 2 cents on how I see the price trajectory of Dead Space throughout the course of the year. But if you want my opinion, if you've been eyeing it for a while, if you've been on the fence, I think $50 is a good buy for it. So I would give it a shout. Alright, next up, Wild Hearts has added the Hellfire Lahara back in today's first free content update. In actuality, the update came a little while ago. Eurogamer has the insight at that. Wild Hearts did come out a couple weeks ago, and now it has gotten its first kimono variant, the Hellfire Lahara back, plus a heap of balancing adjustments and fixes, again, as noted on Eurogamer. Now, this is a game that I played at launch through EA Access, and let's just say I didn't have that great of an experience with it. On top of the update, it does come with a huge range of fixes, quality of life improvements, and balancing adjustments as detailed in EA's extensive patch notes, and hopefully on PC, they are going to remedy Wild Hearts' issues, because that's how I played it. I had EA Play on PC, and Wild Hearts is an absolute train wreck on there, and I played it on there, and I was like, okay, ixnay on the Wild Hearts for now, and, you know, I will ultimately check out the game at some point. It's a game that's going to get updated for quite a while, so I think if you're going to wait on it, it's going to pay dividends quite a bit, because guess what? This is an EA-published game. I don't see it holding up in price for that long. I don't think this game did commercial gangbuster numbers, given that it came out right around the time of so many other big games. And again, the reception has been pretty good, but it's not been like amazing or anything like that. So I foresee like sometime in the fall, let a range of updates come out, let a range of fixes come out, and then you're gonna get a more content plentiful experience, and you're gonna get the game at a cheaper price tag. Like, this is the type of game exactly this is the style of game that you wait a couple months to pick up, or even half a year, 9 months, whatever the case may be, and that is really gonna pay dividends, not only to your wallet, but also your quality of experience for what you're gonna get out of this game. That's just my 2 cents on that, but nice to see Wild Hearts getting its first batch of free content updates, and more will definitely be coming in the coming months. Alright, lastly, we talked Dead Space Remake in the beginning of this video. Callisto Protocol, a game that a lot of people compared to the Dead Space Remake. I mean, Glenn Schofield was at the helm of the game, but nonetheless, Callisto Protocol, the official Twitter account, put out, "Death is only the beginning when the Contagion bundle arrives on March 14th. Are you prepared for the all-new Contagion mode? Time is ticking." Now, the bundle will be including the Contagion mode, the Watchtower skin collection, and 14 new ways to die. How about that? Like, that's what they're adding with the update, 14 ways to die, as if there weren't already a lot of gruesome ways to die, but I can appreciate some pretty cool additions like that. Back in January, we did have the update that added New Game Plus, various updates, and other content is rolling out to the game. If you do have the season pass, you'll know that more story content is going to be coming to the game, I believe, over the course of the rest of the year, and by the summertime, we should see the story content roll out. Look, I had my opinions on the Callisto Protocol. Did I think it was a slam dunk home run of a game? No, but there were a lot of elements that I liked about the game. Obviously, from a visual standpoint, I thought it looked great. I think much like the Dead Space Remake, some fantastic lighting effects, some fantastic textures, things like that. I think the game did really, really well. The game is visceral as all hell, gruesome as all hell, and maybe not for everyone, because those deaths are pretty violent, and I think the narrative is pretty compelling from a psychological standpoint. However, I wasn't too hot on the gameplay. I see, you know, varied opinions on the gameplay. I see some people liking it, and I see some people on my boat where the, you know, dodge here, swing here, not really that engaging of a gameplay style. I mean, I know that there's other things that you can use, etc., etc., but it wasn't really my cup of tea from that standpoint, and, you know, overall, I would say that if you're a survival horror fan, definitely check out the game. Just wouldn't be paying $70 for it. That's gonna be a recurring theme that you're gonna hear me say. Like, it's gonna take quite a great game for me to be like, okay, worth your $70. A Hogwarts Legacy? Okay, worth your $70. A Callisto Protocol? I would probably say wait until, again, that $20, $25, $30 price tag at most. That's just my opinion again, but $70 is going to be something that's hard to sell me on. Wild Hearts, same thing. $70 game? Not gonna say it's worth 70. Atomic Heart, very similar. I enjoyed Atomic Heart a lot, but $70 is gonna be a hard sell for a lot of games to me. You gotta be like a premier game this era if you want to sell me on it with that kind of a price tag. But that'll do it for me. Again, Dead Space Remake seeing its first significant discount. It is down to $50. Wild Hearts getting its first content update, free content update at that, and Callisto Protocol, the Contagion bundle, will be arriving tomorrow, so new content to check out with that game come tomorrow. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.